hearing their presentation, and I will let them take it from here.
All right, thank you so much for having us here today. And again, my name is Sarah Forgy with the Greater Kansas City Community Foundation. Sorry, I'm not used to a mic. So just to begin our presentation, the eligibility requirements for the agencies that can apply to the Hollywood Casino Fund are any 501c3 organization. Organizations that do not have a 501c3 designation may use a fiscal sponsor. Those organizations could be units of local government, religious institutions without their own 501c3 designation, or neighborhood associations. Our office verifies the eligibility of all of the applicants before they come across your desk. Just as a quick overview of what a fiscal sponsor does, a fiscal sponsor would accept any awarded grant funds and ensure that they were used appropriately by the organization that originally submitted the grant application. One piece of our process that we've refined in recent years is making sure that we have an agreement on file between that applicant and the fiscal sponsor, just so that we know before you get that information that they've tied up all those loose ends. Currently, all applicants are required to demonstrate that the use of funds will be primarily in Wyandotte County and that the individuals served are residents of Wyandotte County. Grantees are required to report on the individuals that they served based on zip code after the funds have been used. And when generally this fund has not awarded grants for capital campaigns, endowments, annual fund drives, any debt reduction or operating deficits, direct support that would be paid to individuals. So again, these have to be 501c3 public charities, cannot be used for scholarships, lobbying activities, of course, activities that specifically benefit an athletic, veteran, fraternal, sectarian, or religious group specifically, equipment expenses or requests for general support. And these are guidelines that we provide to the nonprofit applicants up front. So projects that have been of high priority for this group include opportunities for applicants to leverage additional funds, both public and private, as a result of these grants that demonstrate an alignment with the Wyandotte County's comprehensive plan, demonstrate alignment with the healthy communities of Wyandotte, include collaborative efforts with other organizations, and have clearly established measurable outcomes and goals. And then programs, of course, that reach at-risk or underserved populations in the county. There's no restriction on the minimum or maximum size of grants awarded. Each commissioner and the mayor is given an equal and designated amount of grant dollars that they can decide where to allocate. We typically ask that applicants request a grant amount somewhere in the range of $1,000 to $20,000. Last year, awards ranged from $500 to $24,000. The average grant award was $6,000. Next year's grant reports will be due March of 26 and July of 2026. We may make some updates to the timeline if we need to, but we do collect 2 reports from each awardee. And then our role here at the Community Foundation throughout this process is to provide technical assistance to all of the applicants. We will review all submitted grant applications for completion and eligibility. We provide all of those applications and any supporting documents to you. If an applicant was previously awarded a grant in either 2023 or 2024, we will provide you with those reports so you can review their past progress. And then we send out all communication related to the application and award process, as well as all future reports. Now I'll pass it over.
Hello, everyone. Terrell Brown, Greater Kansas City Community Foundation Philanthropic Advisor. This is just a layout of the role of the board and commissioners and the mayor. So there's roughly around $473,000 available to grant this year in 2025. If you divide that by 11, that's roughly around $43,000 per the commissioner and the mayor. We'll also provide online access for everyone to track down application materials. And then it's up to your discretion on where you would like to allocate those funds to nonprofits of your choosing. Here's just a snapshot of important dates. The timeline next week, March 4th, we'll have a grant information session. The application, disregard March 3rd, it'll actually open on Saturday, March 1st. In the near future, and April 21st, that's when the applications are due. And here's just some general information for nonprofits who are looking to apply. You can apply through our website, obviously. We're using a tool called Survey Monkey Apply. And if nonprofits do not have a registered account, we have the team behind the scenes who can help folks get access to the information that they need. Our strength right now is definitely technical assistance. And again, walking people through just that Survey Monkey apply process. Here's just a snapshot of how it looks on our website. Then lastly, the priority is just to make, this process as seamless as possible. We're no longer requiring project budgets. And then we're able to, again, answer any questions as they come from nonprofit partners. Here's a handful of helpful tips, pretty general. We try to make sure nonprofit agencies, read the required guidelines. It's rare, again, like Sarah spoke towards, that folks receive the full amount requested. We want to make sure folks are up to date with reporting requirements. And we also recommend that folks do not upload any additional pictures and other materials with their application. Then here's just some general contact information. You have Sarah and myself, our contact information. Those are our direct lines and emails. There's also information on our website. And if folks have grant-specific questions, they can reach out to grants@growyourgiving.com. Then again, these Healthy Communities Wyandotte website has information pertaining to the grant, as well as Wyandotte County's comprehensive plan. We want to make sure they have the resources that they need. And now we can open the field for any questions.
Good. So you said that there was the rebid was and it came in $22,000 to $100,000 and some thousand. What's the current cost?
Oh, and I apologize, Commissioner Sites, I did misspeak. It was actually 27,000 to 148,000. I was thinking of the previous contracted amount. And the current cost is for services is $27,000. That's the base amount, unless there are field visits, site visits that have to be made. I will say in previous years, we've not done a lot of that. So that is the contracted amount.
I think it would be important if somebody could just quickly give the background, because there's been a lot of conversation out there on social media chatter about what these dollars can go towards, right? And I don't mean, people saying, why aren't they fixing my street with it? Why aren't they fixing or putting in sidewalks? And I think it would be important to get that out there as to how this came about, when it came about back in whatever year it was, and that it's the contribution, and that we can't use it for anything other than these items described, the 501c3s.
Yeah, so I can touch on that a little bit. I don't know if legal can chime in a little bit, but so contractually through the agreement that the unified government has with the Hollywood Casino, there are specific categories broken out for charitable giving. One of the categories is an amount that's negotiated and decided on with the commission and unified government leadership. And so for this particular program, it is for that to go back into the community for charitable reasons and programs and services. So that is how this program became established. And hopefully that kind of helps share a little bit of the why of the program and how it became about.
Yeah, I think I think that's sufficient. So it was an amount that was agreed upon in the original development agreement that they would make an annual contribution to the unified government, the commissioners, to put back into our community for organizations that serve our communities, 501c3s, food pantries, education foundations. There's a whole litany of things that it can be used for. So it's a way for the money generated, the revenues that are coming off of the Hollywood Casino come back into our community. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Last year, some of the recipients that I chose, it seemed like there was a holdup for them getting the money. May I recommend that I wouldn't put a preliminary date out there? I would put a firm date out there. Because, I got phone calls from all of them. I said, it's out of my hands. I don't know. So I'm just suggesting to do that. I know maybe you had a hitch or whatever. I get it, but they do call once they think the money's available the next day, and it's not. So also, do you two have any cards? I would like some, because it's easier to give that to them, and then they can call you with any questions. So I don't mess it up. All right, thank you.
Commissioner Lopez.
So, okay, now, according to Commissioner Burns' statement, I've had the same calls too. I'm like, hey, I don't know. So as of right now, is the money, you have the money now? Is it in an account right now?
Yes, I can speak to that a little bit. And I will say, last year, that was really on me. I was delayed, still kind of learning the grant process. So I waited a little too long to make the transfer from the unified government over to Greater Kansas City Community Foundation, but
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. I was just like, was it Hollywood Casino that were dragging their
no, yeah.
money there?
It was internal and we've got a really great CFO and her team's been really awesome. And so we've already had that conversation so we can hopefully prevent that from happening and just be earlier in getting that money over to the foundation so it's ready for them when the time comes. So great question. We were,
Maybe Commissioner Stites asked this already. I was just trying to follow up on that one, but according to the Hollywood Casino's pitch, was the grant money was going to be increased from the get-go, from the start. When is that increase going to happen?
Based on the new agreement that was just negotiated, when the hotel is completed is when the higher amount then is given. So it could be in 26 if the hotel's completed. If not, it would be 27 at latest. Because I believe the agreement requires the hotel to be done by then.
Because I almost remember, I don't remember the guy's name, but that was part of his pitch, was like it was going to be the upfront money.
Yeah, I understand. I confirmed that with legal and had them look at the agreement because we had gotten the 500 and I wanted to make sure that was the right amount, that we shouldn't, were we supposed to get the higher amount? So I did confirm that with legal, who read the agreement and confirmed it's not until the hotel's done.
Okay.
But I appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah, so what he was saying to us in his pitch is now different than the agreement, is what it sounds like to me.
That could be. I don't remember all the details of the pitch that they gave, so I defer to you on that. I just went by the written agreement.
Right, no, I get it. All right, thank you.
But they do still have construction deadlines.
No, I understand that. I just remember his pitch. Thank you.
Anyone else? If I may, I think I want to follow on Commissioner Burns's request. That is, can you provide the year that the agreement was made on the 500,000? Because I believe there's perception out there that this commission chose to extend the contract for the casino hotel development because of the grant money. That grant money was negotiated by the city at the inception of the casino being built. And that money has not changed. That was an agreed upon amount that occurred from its inception. And there was no tie to that $500,000 for us to distribute collectively as an agreement to that casino build out on the hotel. And I think that's maybe what Commissioner Stites and Commissioner Burns were after, but I believe that might have been 2004, maybe? 2009, thank you. So that's been around there a while, and that money hasn't changed. It's been consistent, and it's been distributed that way all along. You had a slide that showed that they weren't having to report the 23, 24 distributions or prior year distributions. Did I, as to how those funds were spent? I was trying to catch up and read and listen at the same time, and that can be dangerous.
I'll try to find it. They do have to report on the use of funds received in both 2023 and 2024. They have to report on all the use of funds back to when we started working with you. We provide you with the reports that they submitted in 2023 and 2024 if they reapply this year. So you can see if you awarded them a grant last year, how they spent it, if you awarded them a grant the year before, how they spent it. I think what you might be referring to is we had a slide about some changes we've made, which include the mandatory project budget. We do not any longer require a specific form. We require a project budget be submitted, but it could be in whatever form the nonprofit chooses. So we used to have a very specific form that they had to fit in, and what we found was it was confusing. So now we ask for a project budget, their organization budget. We no longer require that they provide a breakdown of where their board of directors work, how many are men, how many are women, things like that. We just ask for their board of directors information, plain as day.
I just wanted to ensure that we were getting all the criteria necessary to ensure that your work is uniform with our work. We do interface with some of these organizations, and I just want to ensure that we have all the information available. Thank you. Be consistent. Commissioner Burns.
Yeah, is it possible to give individual commissioners, if some of our recipients are not cooperating, or they're not doing it right, or they're getting things in late, that you would let us know? Because we don't know. I mean, only if you have a problem with them.
Yeah. Yeah, and we, yes, we've really not had many, if any, issues that I can think of. I've been at the Community Foundation almost 9 years. I've been working almost consistently with this program and have not had many issues. We do let you know if we were not able to get a returned report at all. So we'll send reminders, and if it just doesn't ever come in, we'll let you know. But that would probably be the most obvious sign of someone not cooperating or wanting to participate.
Commissioner Bynum.
Thank you. I know in the past there's been times when I've asked you for updates on any grantees that have failed to do their reporting or timely reporting. And I know sometimes there are a handful, but like if I reach out to an organization that I've given some of my funds to, sometimes they are shocked and surprised, like they didn't know. And I know that in the past, it's a paper check. I don't know what happened last year. At least prior years to that, it was a paper check with a cover letter. And the cover letter explained the reporting deadlines. And so I don't know if there is if that's the method that's going to be used. I don't know if there's a way to maybe pull out and highlight the reporting deadlines. And then if there's any way to like remind them. I noticed you moved it from December to March for the first report.
Yeah.
And I get that, but maybe in December or January, they could get a reminder that a reporting deadline is approaching. Because I know in the past, I've wanted to know, as I'm looking at the new set of grant requests, are they keeping up with their reporting? So.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. We can get some reminders out. It is still a paper check. We have moved the notification to also include email, because we found that sometimes the check and the letter would get separated at an office, or they may not, you at the post office maybe did not receive the check and didn't know that they should be expecting it. So we are now also providing an email to the person who submitted the grant application. But that's helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner Stein.
If you would, so if you would go back to the slide where you talked about the reporting out on the zip codes, I'm not 100% sure what you meant by that.
Yes, so during the report process,
After we've,
after the award, and so at the March timeline, so it'll be about 8 months, 7 months after they've received the grant, there has to go back into our system and complete a report that includes both a narrative, a budget piece on how they've spent the funds, and then to report the number of individuals in each zip code that they have served. And then we're able to tabulate that.
we get that, or have we ever got that?
You will get it at the next application cycle. We can certainly provide it to you sooner if you'd like to see it.
Well, I mean, like for last year when I did it.
Yeah, so you'll see the 2024 awardees, they'll fill out that report this March when they reapply for this grant,
But what
and
if-
you'll see
what if
it.
It was a group that's not.
Then we won't have a report from them. There'll be
For
a,
how they spent the money last year?
oh, I'm sorry, if they do not reapply this year,
Yes.
we still have the report and we can provide those to you if you'd
Yeah, I
like to
think
see
that
them.
would be good.
Yeah.
So that we could see that also.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know personally, I've been contacted by several of the 501s that I have donated to, and I don't want to say that has allowed me to disperse money to. And some of them are very touching. Whenever you see what they've been able to do, who's been able to receive schools, maybe some school supplies or a food drive. I know one of the recipients was able to increase a freezer space for a pantry so that they could have additional food, meat on hand to pass out. So I'm really a fan of this. I like it. It is definitely one of those feel-good type things that you know that you're helping put money back out and help out into your community. Appreciate it. And one thing that I know that we haven't, people may not understand, well, where's this increase, this 850? And I think it's important that, like Commissioner Burrows stated, that during that renegotiation, I guess, if you will, with the casino, they upped the amount of money that they're going to be contributing from $500,000 and at the end to $850,000 at the end of construction of the new hotel out at the casino. I'm a little disappointed to hear that it's at the end because, as you well know, we let them off the hook for their penalty that they were paying. Whenever they start and you can get substantial construction, their penalty phase drops. I thought it was my understanding that as soon as that penalty phase would drop, that we would start receiving that additional money. I'm kind of disappointed to hear that now is not the case, and that we're going to have to wait even longer to get that money. So if not at the very beginning, I wish that it would at least had been when they start construction that we receive that. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. So 2 questions. Can we get the development agreement for the new Hollywood Casino deal? If you all can send that out.
Yes, it is an amendment, so we can send the entire package to you.
Yes, or just the amendment portion. I'm having a hard time just scrolling through my email, so that'd be very helpful. The other thing I want to ask, and maybe my memory's off, but this feels much earlier than last year or previous years. if that is not the case, okay, people are like, it is not. Maybe I'm just thinking of something. I thought this was a little bit earlier than before. I do remember a July 18th, what was the July? Was that for reporting? Oh, that was okay, okay, gotcha. July, that was when folks got the money, which is a pretty long time. Okay, that's why things are jumbled around in my memory. Okay, well, I appreciate again this opportunity to invest in our community and the clarification on the Hollywood Casino grant, because even I was telling everybody like it's coming, and then it's actually not until a while. So thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner Lopez.
When you talk about the checks that are being allocated and mailed and stuff, what's wrong with the wire transfers?
Nothing is wrong with wire transfers, and we do make wire transfers to nonprofits. We've just found that checks still tend to be the way in which most people are receiving their grants. But if a nonprofit would prefer to receive it versus an ACH, we can certainly do that. And that's no added cost to your contract with us.
Okay, so I can let do they know that from upfront too?
They probably don't. It's not something that we've put out there as an either or. But we could, are certainly happy to do it upon request.
Yeah, that's, I'll let some of our, ones I've helped last year, let them know that, hey, if you don't want to wait on a check, we can
Mhm.
do a wire transfer. It's so much easier and
Mhm.
not waiting, who knows if it got lost in the mail, whatnot.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're also happy to have people come pick them up from our office on 10th and Broadway if that's equally convenient to folks.
Okay. Any other questions, Commissioners? All right. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Okay, I believe that there's no further business for us to take up tonight.
Till 7.
Till 7. That's correct, Commissioner King. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn. Before I ask for roll call, please join us at 7 p.m. for our full commission meeting in the Unified Government Commission Chambers. We'll be happy to see you there. Clerk, roll call.
Roll call, Hill. Kane. Lopez.
Aye.
Stites.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Bynum.
Aye.
Burrows.
Aye.
Burns.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Thank you. We are adjourned.